Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. You know what? It dawned on me that when I was looking through the Nightwish music that I'd already kind of unraveled as the decomposer, that they were all live shows. And, you know, I've heard so much about and have already experienced such tremendous arrangements that, you know, have to do with how they do things on playback, you know, orchestral works, choral works, that I wanted to find a piece of work that was a recorded piece of work, because usually, I'm not saying all the time, but usually when you're doing a recording in a recording studio and you have the leisure of time versus money, it depends how that balances out, you're going to get two different mixes, even if the song is identical as live as it is in recording. And so in most cases, you'll hear deeper dynamics of an orchestra or certain arrangements opposed than you might live, with all the other elements and things that are involved, and the intense, I don't want to say anxieties, but you know, a live recording and stuff can be kind of crazy, and anything could go wrong. And these guys who do live recording are brilliant, and even if they take it into a studio and remix it later, anything can go wrong. But having the purity of an arrangement in a recorded situation, I wanted to find that. Boy, that was a lot I just said. Anyhow, so I'm going to do Nightwish Élan. A friend of mine said, you know, maybe this might be the one that I'd be looking for to try to execute a very clean, super clean recording, because it's a super clean recording. I want to thank all of you who've bought me a cup of coffee. It's really gone a long way. I've had some really wonderful messages left with the little cups of coffee, and of course, you know, it also helps me with the stuff that I do with the kids in the hospital and stuff. And also headsets AKG 47. The link will be below. The link for the coffee will be below, and Nightwish link for Spotify, CDs, etc. will also be below as well. So here we go. I'm gonna get a little kickstart there. So here we go. Nightwish Élan. All right. All right, you see, for me, this was engineering and composition-wise kind of night and day from the 3 videos that I had done earlier of live. And it has nothing to do with the energy of the music. It has to do with the clarity of what it is that I'm hearing in the arrangements that really cut through. And now I can hear the boldness of the boldness and the small nuances of the arrangements. With the wind instruments, I don't know the exact names of them. I'm not going to pretend I do. It's obviously not a flute. It's not a recorder, but that doubled in unison with the piano is it's a beautiful composition and orchestration, you know, in other words, you know, assigning the instruments what to play when it comes to unison really defines how the velocity of that instrument is defined. So even though you have a beautiful wind instrument that's really holding out these beautiful notes, the fact that the piano is also doing the same as that, or that is the melody and doubled with the piano, really adds a nice little pop to the velocity on that, which I really enjoyed. The beginning and the opening was really beautiful because, once again, I'm able to hear the ambient synth arrangements that were opening up. And what I mean by ambient, keyboardists know this, or any composer knows this, it does work on keyboards. The kinds of pads that can be used to give you a very wide feeling, a very beautiful feeling, especially if you have headsets on. You know, the experience is always going to be a little more visceral with the headsets on. I know visceral stands for a little more heaviness, but you can really feel that. Obviously, when Floor comes in, I can only say this because I'm just feeling it. The fact that this is a recording, her voice, I'm feeling a little more of the organic qualities of her voice in a recording environment like this. And it's absolutely beautiful. Her voice is already beautiful, powerful, and stunning in the videos that I've seen live. But to also hear this in a different context, this isn't one of the more heavier, obviously, at least to this point, pieces of work that's a complete, you know, theater of the mind and musical kind of dynamic, musical huge piece, like a rock opera style that I've heard in the other videos. But so anyhow, I'm just going to move forward. But thus far, it's no shock that I'm completely enamored with the tracks, but now that I'm able to listen to it under a different environment as a recorded environment instead of a live environment, it really is making a difference, and I really, 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 really love this. Okay, I know most of you probably just cringed that I stopped there, but you know, I just want to bring it back to the fact that the strings that I heard playing there, that was, you saw me kind of mimic that pattern and stuff, and also the harp run that brings it all in and stuff. These are a lot of things that actually do get lost in live performance, even if they're playing against tracks. In most cases, these are the nuances of live orchestrating that do get lost in a bigger, you know, live production. And it's not to any fault in the fact that it's just a huge beast of a wall of sound to actually manage. And then I want to go right back into Flora's voice. It is, I know she's probably just pushing at 30%, 40%, but it's so, it's, confidence is not, it's not a good word to use. It is so effortless and beautiful, that tone that she's carrying right there. And I don't know, I'm just kind of goobering right now, so I'm gonna go back a little bit. Here we go.
Only you can understand. Come, taste the wine, praise the blind. He will guide you from the light, riding on till the end of time. Come, surf the clouds, race the dark. It beats
What a great ending to cut into, or just to kind of just drop it into that beautiful, crispy acoustic guitar pattern. All right, so learning something new. So one of the band members obviously plays cello, and forgive me, please, be gentle. But I don't know if he's the guitar player or if he's the keyboardist and stuff, what part he plays in the band as a whole in the bigger part of the performance. But if he is the arranger as well, the orchestrator and the arranger of that, that all really makes a lot of sense there. The modulations were super cool. If you're just the listener, the modulation is when you feel like they're in one, key. It's kind of, how they started writing the song, and then they step either up a half step or a whole step or a step and a half, whatever it is. There was the double modulation there, and I really loved that as well. And, like I said, for me, this was a super great experience because the other three are very powerful performances and very fan-driven performances as well, because there's that energy between the musicians, Nightwish, and the fans out here. But I'm glad I took the opportunity to take my friend on his suggestion, and listen to this, because I was really able to hear the nuances and that strategic work of engineering and composition and arrangement. I don't have to say anything more about the musicians and floor. We already know that we are not worthy, kind of thing. But I'm totally pumped. I'm pumped that I checked this out. So thank you guys, or thank my friend for this actual suggestion. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for your comments. Thank you guys for your support. I know that this is a song really means a lot of things to a lot of different people, and so when you are a true fan of a band such as Nightwish or Tool or all the other bands and artists that I talk about here, I know that what I'm saying, hopefully, or I'm hoping that what I'm saying is that when I bring a little extra to the way I listen to things as a decomposer, that it gives you just a little more of a ooh-ah kind of nuance to listen to as you keep enjoying your favorite pieces of music from your artist, your bands, your artists, your friends, your fans. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted right now. Let me get out of here while I can. Thanks for hanging out. All right.